So friends, let's start with today's lovely arroz pulao. Now here I've washed and soaked 1 cup of basmati rice for 15 minutes. These are our whole spices. We're also going to use 1 medium onion, 1 medium tomato which I've chopped. We're also going to use 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste and 1 light green chili chopped fine, as well as half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder and 2 soup cubes or stock cubes. Now in a pan, I've heated about 1 tablespoon of ghee or clarified butter. Now we're going to add our whole spices, that is the peppercorns, the cinnamon and the cloves. Fry them a little, and then we're going to add our medium sized onion which I've chopped. We're going to fry the onion till it's nice and translucent. Now once our onion is done, this takes about half a minute or so, we're going to add our light green chili and fry the chili well. Now we're going to add our ginger garlic paste and fry the ginger garlic paste as well. Next goes in the tomato. Fry the tomato well. Now we're going to add our haldi powder or turmeric powder that gives a lovely light yellow color to the pulao, and we're going to add our soup cubes. Now mix everything well, and we're just going to cover and cook this for about a minute so everything comes together really nicely. Now after a minute, just give it a nice gentle stir. And now I've drained the water from the rice and I'm going to add this rice to the bagar. Now fry the rice well in the bagar for about half a minute. On a low to medium flame. Now I'll be adding about 1/4 cup of green peas, but this is completely optional, and I'm going to add 2 cups of hot water. So we've used 1 cup of rice, we're going to use 2 cups of hot water. So I'm going to add the green peas, mix it up well, and now I'm going to add the hot water. Mix everything nicely. Now we're not going to add any salt because the soup cubes already have the salt content. Now we're going to let our mixture come to a nice boil on a high flame. Once it comes to a boil, just lower the flame and cover and cook for about a minute or two, for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now all the water has evaporated, so just gently ruffle up the rice a bit, very lightly. And now I'm going to place a flat tawa on the flame and then keep this vessel on top of the tawa, cover it and cook it for another 2 to 3 minutes. This will, give us a very light pulao where the grains of rice are nice and separated and they're not mushy. So you can see our lovely pulao is ready and the grains of rice are nice and separated. So you don't have this mushy pulao, but you have a very nice light pulao. And that's it friends, and our lovely Goan arroz pulao or pilaf is ready. This goes excellently well with some shakuti. I'll link all my So today we're going to make this delicious Goan recipe called shakuti. So keep watching.
Hi everyone and welcome to Akshata's Recipes. Today's recipe is a Goan delight called shakuti, and it is really super simple to prepare. It's an ideal weekend recipe and it goes very well with pav or bread or even chapatis, rotis or some steamed rice or even some pulao. So I hope you like today's recipe, and if you do, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button and become a part of Akshata's Recipes family. And once you have subscribed, click the bell so you won't miss out anything happening on my channel. So let's just jump straight ahead into today's recipe, shakuti.
So let's see what ingredients we require for this lovely recipe. These are all the ingredients that we require. So let's go through each of them. Here is 1/4 teaspoon or 1/4 teaspoon of peppercorns, 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds or dhania seeds, half a tablespoon of cumin seeds or jeera, 5 pods of elaichi or cardamom, half an inch of cinnamon or dalchini, 6 cloves or lavang, 1 star anise, 1 mace or javitri, 1 tablespoon of poppy seeds or khaskhas, 1/4 teaspoon or 1/4 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds or methi seeds, 1 teaspoon of shaha jeera or black cumin seeds, 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds or saunf, 2 bay leaves or tej patta, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg powder or zaifar. You can just grate it on a small grater. 6 cloves of garlic, half an inch of ginger, and about 6 red chilies. You can even use the Goan red chilies. A 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder, half a teaspoon of garam masala, and half a teaspoon of red chili powder. Or you can increase it according to your taste. So these are all the spices that we require. You can even roast them and grind them and keep them aside the day before you plan to make it. Then we require 1 medium onion sliced. We also require 1 small onion diced, 2 light green chilies slit, 1 cup of fresh coconut grated. We also require half a cup of coconut milk and a lime-sized bowl of tamarind soaked in some hot water. And I'm going to be using about 350 grams of chicken. You can make this with beef, with mutton. And like I said, half a cup of coconut milk. So now let's begin with making this amazing shakuti. So in a pan, I've just heated up the pan a bit and I'm going to roast all my dry spices in it. That is the peppercorns, the javitri, the star anise, the poppy seeds, the cardamom, cinnamon, bay leaves. So we're going to roast this on a low to medium flame. And we're going to roast this for just about 5 minutes. And you will get a lovely aroma of these dry spices. Keep stirring, don't leave them unattended. And then once they have cooled to room temperature, grind them to a very, very fine powder. Now in the same pan, I'm going to add just half a teaspoon of oil and I'm going to fry the ginger, the garlic and the dried red chilies. We're also going to add the medium-sized onion which we've just sliced. So fry all of this well in a little bit of oil till the onions turn to a lovely golden brown color. Now the frying of all these spices and roasting of the spices is a very key element in getting the right flavor for this shakuti. So fry it well. Now this is the fine powder. You have to make it into a very fine powder. Now, like I said, you can also use the Goan chilies that you get. Now I've transferred the fine powder to a bowl. Now once this onion, ginger, garlic and red chilies also come to room temperature, we're going to grind it to a very fine paste. Now I'm going to add another half teaspoon of oil and I'm going to fry the freshly grated coconut. So we're going to fry this till the coconut is nice and golden brown in color. Now I had soaked some tamarind in some hot water for about 5 to 10 minutes. And now we're just going to extract all the juice from the tamarind by just squeezing the tamarind this way. We're going to continue roasting or frying rather our freshly grated coconut. And I'm going to add this ground spice powder to this onion, red chili, ginger, garlic paste and again grind all of them together to a very, very smooth paste. Now I also have some coconut milk and that is the paste and that is the reserve water. That is once you take out the masala or the paste, you can just put some water in the mixer pot and wash it off. That is our reserve water. Now once our coconut has nicely cooled down to room temperature, we're going to grind it to a fine paste by adding very little water. So this is our paste. And now we're going to mix all three of them. That is, the coconut that we've ground to our other ground space. That is our shakuti masala ready. Now in a pan, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of oil and fry the small onion, which I've sliced. So like I said, that was the shakuti masala. So you can prepare it ahead of time and store it in your refrigerator and make this shakuti whenever you feel like. So this is I'm adding the slit green chilies. I'm also going to be adding this mixture of garam masala, haldi powder and red chili powder. And now we're going to add our shakuti masala. Now the most important thing is frying this masala very well, because we really want this flavor to, the real flavor of this masala to come out. So you have to fry this on a low to medium flame for at least 5 minutes. That's very key. So after frying this well, now we're going to add our chicken. And I'm going to fry the chicken in this masala also for at least another 5 minutes. So you come to know that the chicken is, nice and fried, because first it's a pink color. And as you keep frying it with the masala, you'll see that it changes to a white. And this is also very key to this recipe, that is when you fry the chicken well with the masala, it really, gets into the chicken and you can really taste the flavor of the masala. Now, after frying it well, I'm adding the reserve water. You can add, water as per your choice if you wanted a thinner gravy or a thicker gravy. Now I'm just adding some salt to taste and a little bit of sugar, a pinch of sugar. Mix everything together and I'm going to cover and simmer this for at least 5 to 10 minutes. So we want to simmer this well so it gets cooked well. Now after simmering it for about 5 to 10 minutes, you can see the lovely color of this masala and everything, and the entire home just is filled with this aroma of shakuti. So now I'm just going to be adding this coconut milk. Now, I will leave the instructions of how I extracted this coconut milk in my description box below. Now, there are two ways. One is that you take half a cup of grated coconut, fresh coconut, you grind it in your mixer, you keep adding a little bit of lukewarm water, and you start extracting the juice by squeezing out the juice. Now, adding the tamarind juice to this to the curry. So, like I said, you can extract that way. And another shortcut method is, okay, I'm adding a little chopped coriander and mixing it in well. The other shortcut method is you get this coconut milk powder, ready-made powder. So you just take some hot water, you add about 4-5 tablespoons of this coconut milk powder into it. You just stir it all together and your coconut milk is ready. So if you don't have the time to make it, the coconut milk, you can just use the shortcut method. And that's it, friends. After simmering it for another 5 to 7 minutes, our delicious Goan shakuti is all ready. This is my mom's recipe, and my mom used to make it I think on Sundays. And the best part about this shakuti is it tastes amazing the next day or even a day after. And I personally love to have it with some Goan Pão. I don't know how many of you like to have, meat curries the next morning for breakfast with Goan Pão, but I love doing that. You just dip, your Goan Pão, or as it's called, kadak pão. You dip it into this lovely curry, and you have it. It's just a different taste altogether. Today's egg and potato salad recipe. Now, first we're going to hard boil the eggs. So for that, I've taken 4 cups of water, to which I'm going to add 3 eggs. We're going to bring it to a complete boil and then simmer it for 3 to 5 minutes. After 3 to 5 minutes, just turn off the heat and cover and let this come to room temperature. And after that, place the eggs in cold water for 5 minutes. Similarly, I'm going to boil 2 small potatoes for about 10 minutes and let them come to room temperature. Now the eggs are nice and they've come to room temperature completely. They've cooled down, and now I'm just going to tap them gently onto any hard surface. They will just crack a bit, and then just take off the peel. So if you boil the eggs in this way, the peel will not get stuck to the eggs. Never try to peel very hot eggs, just come out of the boiling water. Let them cool completely and then only peel them, and then you'll get the perfectly boiled, hard boiled eggs. So in this way, I'm going to peel these 3 eggs. And now we're going to move on to the potatoes. So I've peeled the potatoes as well. And now we're going to cut the eggs in this manner. So first I'm going to just slice the egg into half like this. And now you know that it's hard boiled because the yolk has completely changed its color. If it's soft boiled, then the yolk is still a little, a dark yellow. Here it becomes a pale yellow. And I'm just going to chop it up into small pieces like this. So first you're going to cut it up into half and then, into smaller pieces. This is a real delicious salad, guys. You should make it. It's like a light meal. You can have it as a meal or an anytime snack. And it's okay if the yolk gets a little separated from the whites. It's fine. Don't get worried about it. And now that we've chopped our eggs, we're just going to transfer them into a large mixing bowl. Use a large bowl for this salad because then it becomes very easy to mix the salad once all the ingredients are added. Now next I'm going to cut the potato also into small even sized cubes. So you can prep all of this and keep it ready, and when you're ready to have your salad, you can just mix everything. So now I'm going to add the potatoes to the bowl. Now I'm taking one medium-sized onion. I've washed it really well, and then I'm going to cut off the edges like this, take off the peel. And then you can see in the center there's this little yellowish kind of a thing. Take that off. And now we're going to chop the onions really, really fine. So first I'm just going to slice them. And then I'm going to mince them really fine. It's very important for this recipe that the onions are chopped really fine, because you don't want big pieces of onion, as you're having the salad. So it's very important that you chop them really, really fine. So just move your knife in this way, and it's good to if you use a really sharp knife. And then add the onions also to the eggs and potato. Now we have just one more ingredient to chop, and that is some fresh coriander. So I've taken about half a cup of coriander, washed it really well, and then I'm going to chop it really fine and add that too. So now we're done with all the ingredients that we need to chop. Now we just need to add some few more ingredients. Now here I'm going to take a medium-sized lemon. I've just cut it up, and I'm just going to squeeze out the juice of one lemon. So that comes to around 4 to 5 tablespoons of lemon juice. So this can be adjusted as per your taste. So now let's add the other ingredients. So first I'm going to start with mayo. So I'm using half a cup of mayonnaise. Next I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of English mustard, 1 teaspoon of pepper powder, black pepper powder, some salt to taste, and the lemon juice. And now all we have to do is just gently mix everything together. Mix it very gently, because we don't want the eggs, breaking, nor we don't want the potatoes breaking. So very gently give everything a mix. And your lovely egg and potato salad is all ready to enjoy. Now I like to have this for, really chilled from the refrigerator. So you can chill it up and enjoy it. So friends, let's see this beautiful summer drink of jaljeera, which is so refreshing. So I'm going to start by roasting 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. Just roast it for about half a minute till you get the aroma. And then we're going to grind it to a very fine powder. Now you can use your mortar, pestle or your dry grinder and grind it to a very fine powder like this. Now let's see the other ingredients that we need. So this is half a cup of mint leaves or pudina. Wash the mint leaves well. And this is half a cup of coriander leaves. Wash the leaves well again. This is our 1 teaspoon of roasted cumin powder that we just roasted and ground. Next we're going to have need some salt to taste. Now you can also use black salt. This is the juice of half a lemon, so about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. And this is half a liter of ice cold water. So all I did is just took water and added ice cubes to it and kept it in the refrigerator. And this is some boondi for garnish, and this is completely optional, but it really elevates the taste of the dish, or of this drink rather. So let's start. Now I'm going to add the mint leaves or the pudina. Next goes in the coriander to my mixer jar. Next, I'm going to add the roasted cumin powder. Now we're going to add some salt to taste. Like I said, you can either use plain salt or you can use black salt. And then some lemon juice. Now we're going to grind this to a very fine paste. So grind it for about a minute or so till you get a nice fine paste where everything is well ground. Now what I've done is I've transferred half the water to another jar or a bottle, and I'm going to add this paste to only half the quantity of the ice cold water, and we're going to mix this really well. So stir the mixture really well. And now I'm going to add the remaining water back again, that is the ice cold water. And we're going to stir this mixture really well. Now from this, I got about 5 small glasses of jaljeera, which is so very refreshing, guys. You need to make this in this summertime. And now I'm just going to, run this through my colander or my sieve or sift, because no one wants to get those particles of pudina and coriander in their mouth when they're drinking this. So I'm just running it through a sieve, but I'm going to press it down with my spoon really, like press it down so that all the juices that are there in this ground paste, go into the water below. So just press it down with a spoon, and you can just dip it back into the water and again press it down like this. So do this about 2 or 3 times. And then you're going to just squeeze this out till you find that all of the juices have come out of this paste, and you have a nice dry kind of paste in your hand. So you can dip it once or twice in the water and then just squeeze it out. Now for those of you who don't have a problem of having the paste, in the water, it's okay. You don't need to strain this. But I like it to, be nice and clear, and I don't like any particles, when I'm having this jaljeera. So the option is yours. So you can either strain it like this or you can leave the paste in the water. And now you see when you stir it, you get this beautiful, lovely, natural green color. And of course, you can adjust the taste. Now I'm just going to add some salt to taste. So taste this mixture now and you can adjust the salt. And if you feel that you want some more pudina and coriander, okay, now I'm just going to add some chaat masala also, about 1 teaspoon. So like I said, if you want to have more of the pudina taste or the coriander seed, you can just put a small little bit of coriander and mint again into your mixer jar and again blend it and then add it. So just adjust it to your taste. Now I poured the mixture back into my pouring jar because it's easier that way to pour it into glasses. And now it's time to serve. So I'll just show you how I like to serve it. So you can keep this in the refrigerator, and when you're ready to serve it, this should be had nice and ice cold. So you're going to pour it into your glasses. So these are the, small glasses. Now if you want to have a larger quantity, you can just double the quantity of all the ingredients. And now I'm just going to sprinkle some lovely bundi. So this is the salted bundi. But this really adds a lovely flavor, and you can just add the bundi when you're just about to serve it, so you get that little bit of a crunch. And now I'm just going to add some ice cubes, and this is completely optional. If you don't want to put the ice cubes, don't put the ice cubes. And then I'm just going to garnish it with the mint leaf, which is edible. So when you're having the drink, you can even munch on the mint leaf. And that's it, guys. Our lovely jaljeera is ready and it's so delicious. You must try this out this summer. That was highly recommended from me, and you'll want to have it all the time. So make a nice big jar. And so friends, let's start with today's easy bread pudding recipe. So let me take you through the ingredients. Now for the caramel syrup, I've taken 4 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of water. Here I have 2 eggs. This is 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. This is about half a cup of powdered sugar. These are about 8 slices of bread that I've just made into a fine powder in my mixer. Now I'm going to be using a steamer today to make this, and I also require 1.5 cup of milk. So first we're going to make the caramel. Now for the caramel, I've just taken a saucepan, preferably a non-stick saucepan. I've just added my sugar and my water, given it just one mix, and then I've just let the sugar and the water dissolve. You don't need to stir after this. Keep it on a low to medium flame, and you will see that the sugar just starts to caramelize and turn into this beautiful dark golden brown color. Just keep an eye on it though, but don't stir it. And the minute you see the edges of the the syrup starting to become golden brown, then you just give it a shake just move the vessel and stir it just a bit, and then just put it into this dish into which you're going to make the caramel. And then what I like to do is I like to just to get an even get it evenly spread, I just put it on my gas flame and let it melt so that it evenly coats the base of the dish in which I'm going to make it. Now I'm just going to beat the eggs in a large bowl. I'm going to add my vanilla essence, give that a good mix. Then I'm going to add my powdered sugar. I've just taken regular sugar, put it into my mixer or blender and just given it a blitz. See that everything is well mixed together. Now I've used slices of bread. You can also use pão, that's available. Now just add the milk and again give it a mix. Now you can tear up the bread or the pão with your fingers and make it into a very fine into crumbly form. But what I like to do is I like to put it into my mixer and give it a blitz. That way you get a very even and smooth texture and you don't get lumps of bread in the pudding. So now I'm just going to add this, and I've used brown bread. You can use white bread. Generally at our place we like to have whole wheat brown bread, so I've just taken the slices. You can even use leftover bread also, and then just give everything a very good mix. Now our caramel has already set into the dish. I've just used a regular baking dish, so you can see that it's actually solidified. So now I'm just going to pour my mixture over the caramel. And now I've already kept my steamer for boiling. I've just put the dish into the steamer and I've covered it with a lid. I've closed up my steamer and I'm going to cook this on a high flame for 15 minutes. I've actually kept my timer on and I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes. And then I'm going to let the steamer completely cool down. So I can, it's becomes cool enough that I can handle, I can touch the steamer. And then I'm just going to check on the bread pudding. I'm just going to take a knife, insert it, and when it comes out clean, I know my pudding is done. Now I have to transfer this to my refrigerator and let it completely cool down for about 2 to 3 hours. So I'm again going to cover it and put it into my refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours before I demold it. And now we're ready to demold it. So I've just taken a knife and just run it through the edges. And then I'm just going to put my plate on top of it and invert it. Then I'm just going to tap on it gently till you can actually feel that the pudding has loosened up from the dish, and you can just demold it. And you can see the pan has also come out quite clean, and I've just transferred it to a clean plate, and I just poured whatever little caramel was there in the side of the other plate onto the top of this. And I can you can cut it up immediately, or you can even chill it further and then cut it up. And then you get this beautiful slices of bread pudding. So for today's recipe, you're going to need about 40 Mari biscuits, 200 grams of condensed milk, 200 ml of fresh cream, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Now I'm going to begin by breaking the Mari biscuits into smaller bits. And I'm just going to crush it up to a very fine powder. Now you could do this in a mixer too. So you got to get this, sand-like consistency. This is what we're looking for, because this is also called sawdust pudding, so it should look like sawdust or sand. Now I'm going to start whisking the fresh cream for about 10 minutes. You don't want, stiff peaks or anything. We just want it to whisk it for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to add the vanilla essence and again give it a good whisk so that the cream and the vanilla essence, gets really well blended. Now I'm going to add the condensed milk. Now I do have a recipe for homemade condensed milk. I'll leave it in the description box below. You can go and check it out. Now again, whisk everything nicely together for at least another 5 minutes. Now I'm going to pour this mixture into a jar which has got a small little pouch. So that way, it's easier for me to pour it into these glasses. Now you can take glasses of any size. And we're going to first make a layer of the biscuit that we've crushed. Then we're going to pour this mixture. Then we're going to put the biscuits, the crumbs, and then repeat the process with every alternating layer. Now, one tip I'd like to give you here is every time you pour the mixture that we prepare, that is the condensed milk, just put it into your freezer for about 10 minutes and then put the biscuit mixture. That way the biscuit mixture will actually stay on top of the condensed milk mixture and it won't get mixed up. So that's a small little tip here, that you just put it into the freezer for about 5 or 10 minutes till it sets. And then you're just going to refrigerate it till you're ready to serve it. And your Sera Dura pudding or sawdust pudding is all ready. So I hope you like this recipe. Do give it a try.